Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AI Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto Was the Neglected Prodigy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the previous part, as I'm putting a lot of effort in this series. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it. So without any further ado, let us start our video. But before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video to come on, guys, please subscribe to my channel. It will really help me a lot, as I want to reach 10k as quick as possible. So yeah, guys, I hope that you guys will support me in this small journey of mine. I have already reached 8.3k, so yeah, it will really be great if I reach 10k. So yeah, guys, without any further ado, and yeah, guys, I have an Instagram page known by the name of AR Legends 1234, and if you search it on Instagram, you guys will be able to you can say find my page there. So please follow me on the Instagram as well. So yeah, guys, without any further ado, let us start our video. Last time we left off, I saw that how Minato as well as Kushina finally started to realize their mistake after such a long time, when Orochimaru pointed out that they have another son, which really put both Minato as well as Kushina at shame. So they finally decided to train Naruto even after hating his feats and how much stronger he has gotten over the years. But still, they wanted to know for themselves, not wanted to believe that their kid has surpassed all the previous levels. So they thought that by training him, he will, you can say, forgive them in time, but they were in utter shock when they went to his room. Their room was abandoned for at least 4 to 5 years, and Minato as well as Kushina were really, you can say, sad about the whole situation. In the room, they only find one picture. That was a small picture in which Naruto drew when he was 5 years old, which was cut from the side of Naruto, showing that he is no longer the part of this family. As Minato and Kushina confronted Jiraiya as well as Tsunade, and after summoned Naruto to ask him about all of these things, as Naruto pointed out that how at the age of 8 he was abandoned by the clan, so there is no point living in the clan compound anymore, which confuses Minato as well as Kushina and everyone there for some time. But Naruto pointed out that how he was the clan heir, stripped from the rank, therefore stripped from the clans, as both Minato as well as Kushina eyes widened, as while on the other hand Jiraiya and Tsunade felt bad for the kid, and they were wondering how Minato as well as Kushina could be that blind, and how the hell even they were that blind. They were there in the, you can say, party, as well as Jiraiya as well as Tsunade felt a bit bad, you can say, about the whole situation. After all, they offered Menma and Mito the toad as well as the slug contract, but they did not offer Naruto anything. So Naruto finally went off after that. So, without any further ado, let's start our video, as Menma as well as Naruto was standing inside of the ring, as then Iruka said, alright, it is going to be a normal match, so do not use any ninjutsu. So, are you guys ready? As both Menma and Naruto simply nodded at that, as Menma smug, alright brother, it seems that it's about time that I put you to your proper place, not knowing to none of them, as Minato, Kushina as well as Jiraiya Tsunade were watching all of this from the crystal ball, as they were there, wanted to see how things actually go off. As then Naruto simply looked towards Menma, not minding him whatsoever. As Menma said, alright, let's see how you do this now. As he rushed towards Naruto with impressive speed, as ready to punch Naruto, but to his surprise and anger once again, as Naruto simply dodged the attack. As Menma said, damn it, stop dodging like a coward, as he started to release the barrage of attacks towards Naruto. Too, most of the people there, as for the fangirls, they were cheering Menma and saying that how Naruto was a loser. After all, he's only good for running, not like fighting like a true shinobi. As Naruto was thinking in his mind, what a weakling and a fool, thinking that a shinobi will fight with honor, pathetic. As Menma was barraging Naruto with the fist, kicks, all the attacks he knows, all the, you can say, taijutsu stands he know, but Naruto simply dodging all of his attack by putting his hands into his pocket like he was simply playing with a kid. While on the other hand, Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, Tsunade were in utter surprise. Menma was at least low tuning level shinobi after all the training, and at the very least, he's a high Genin, and Naruto was dodging him like he was nothing. As from the reports they have gotten from Naruto, he was an average student, and his taijutsu was nothing special. He do know about the theory and all, and he got average marks in kunai and other jutsus. So they thought that he was some, average and all. While on the other hand, Mito, as well as Sasuke were the rookie of the year, so they were really expecting Menma to win this match. While on the other hand, Naruto was simply dancing around Menma as inside of the Hokage office, as Minato was really surprised, and then all the words of Orochimaru started to struck him that Naruto was holding back his power, as after 5 minutes, as Menma was now panting hard, while on the other hand, Naruto was simply looking into the sky, towards the cloud, as Shikamaru was also looking towards the cloud. What a great sight. Naruto does have a great vision, as Shikamaru thought. Wish I could be cloud, as those were the thoughts of Shikamaru, as Menma said, damn you, bastard, as Iruka said, alright, the match is over, time is up, Menma. And Menma said, but Iruka sensei, he is a coward, and he always run. As Iruka said, well Menma, he did not attack you anyway, and you did not hit him, so both of you are die here. As Menma said, I refuse to believe it. As Iruka said, alright Menma, the match is over, so get back in the room, as Menma sighed and went off by glaring at Naruto. Menma was panting hard for after 5 minutes of barraging Naruto. Naruto simply dodged all of his attacks like they were nothing, and he was simply walking coolly, and there were some, you can say, small group of fangirls for Naruto as well after his cool attitude, while on the other hand Menma did not like them whatsoever. So that is that. And it was finally the biggest fangirl of Menma, none other than Hinata Hyuga, as she was glaring daggers at Naruto, wanted to, you can say, destroy him right then and there, showing off to her Menma-kun, as Naruto simply went into the academy. As Ruka said, alright, in a few days we are going to have the final graduation exam, so hope that you guys are ready, so you may leave. As all of them simply went off, as it was about time, as Menma was about to reach to Naruto, but to his surprise, Naruto simply burst into, you can say, water. No, you can say, how to put it? A cool sunshine. Yeah, just pointed out to me like, yeah, purple lightning sunshine. As Naruto burst into purple lightning all around his body, and then whoop, as he simply vanished from the area. Yeah, that seems a bit cool if I imagine it. Yeah, give me some cool stuff as well, yeah guys. It is always, you can say, a cool Naruto. As Naruto simply went off, as Menma was greeting his state, while on the other hand Sasuke was thinking, that power should belong to me and Uchiha Elite. As, yeah, it is always Sasuke, Uchiha Elite. It is always, you can say, a lot of fun when I say it. Naruto, Sasuke, yeah, that is fun. As, where I was. Now, let us go to the room. As Jiraiya said, the Kaki is pretty impressive, though I can already tell Menma was holding back, right, Minato? As Minato simply shook his head, no, I don't think that. Menma was pretty, you can say, exhausted after that barrage. I do not know, he's an Uzumaki, he should have more stamina, but I think that he was pushing his body way too hard, trying to hit Naruto, so he got exhausted there. As Kushina only nodded at that, she was still, you can say, mentally pretty broken at the moment. As Sonata sighed and said, Kushina, don't worry about it, he will forgive you. As Kushina simply nodded her head hopefully, but we have to do something. As, and what was he talking about, and why did villagers hit him? As it is not possible, right Minato? As Minato nodded at that, and then suddenly, you can say, Shizune burst into the Hokage office as all of them looked towards her, as she said, sorry Lord Hokage, yeah, Lady Tsunade, the reports you have asked for about Uzumaki and Naruto, here they are. As then Tsunade grabbed the reports and then started to look into the reports, and her eyes widened as Jiraiya, Minato, as well as Kushina could already feel that, you can say, see the expression on the face of Shizune, and they were wondering why she did enter into their office like that. As then Tsunade, eyes widened as she was going through the report, and you can say the speed which will impress Minato, as she said, what? I cannot believe this, Minato. How is this even possible? Just what kind of parents are you guys? As then she finally realized what she had said as she looked towards Kushina, as Kushina already had a rain cloud over her head, as she said, I'm sorry Kushina, I do not want to say it, but still, how is this even possible? As Minato said, what is in that report, Tsunade? Already treading the answer, as Jiraiya was also pretty interested in it, and then a door opened and said, the report of Uzumaki Naruto, I wanted to see that as well, you know. As everyone looked towards, it was none other than Orochimaru, as Jiraiya said, Orochimaru, what are you doing here? As Orochimaru simply shrugged, well, nothing much, you know, I'm the head of the academy department, so I had to take care of the children as well, so I would like to know the reports as well, you know. As Then Tsunade sighed, well Orochimaru, it seems that you have some idea already. But still, I'm going to tell you. It seems that from the age of Naruto Uzumaki, from the age of 5 to the age of 9 years old, as Naruto Uzumaki has been submitted into the hospital for over 85 times, as everyone, there was silence in the room, as if one could, you can say, drop a pin, everyone could hear it, even the Ambu having trouble, you can say, controlling their breathing and noise coming from it, as they could even hear, as then Kushina shout at the top of her lung, What are you saying, Tsunade? It is not possible. As Tsunade simply shook her head. Well, Kushina, it is not possible. What is in this report? Damn it. As the reports say that he has broken bones several times, burnt skin, and these especially how this he had third degree burnt on his arm. It is simply not possible unless he looked towards Minato. It could only be possible if someone tried to enter in your apartment. But he lives there, right? The seal should not have hurt him. As Minato's eyes widened, last time he remembered, when he changed the seal, he did not put the, you can say, chakra signature or the blood of Naruto into it. And then he remembered as the burn. And then several reports, as he said, well, it seemed that what your son was saying right, Kushina. He has been beaten from such a young age. When he was 5 years old, he was submitted from the age of 5 to age of 6 for over, you can say, 15 times. And such a little kid, Kushina. As Kushina was now, you can say, almost on the burst of tears, as Minato was also looking down, pretty, you can say, disappointed in himself, being a father and a Hokage, so-called so much for the yellow flash, known to be the faster person to figure out things. As Orochimaru sighed and said, well, tell me, Tsunade, why there are no reports at the age of after age of 9? As Tsunade simply nodded and said, well, that is interesting. It seemed that he must have started to get stronger, or people must have stopped attacking him. He must be in the academy. As Orochimaru simply shook his head. Well, I was doing my own report, and from the look of it, Naruto was training pretty hard, and he was able to escape all the villagers, never attacking them back, just escaping from the mobs that were used to beat him all around. And according to my reports, he was beaten up pretty badly for a lot of time. Even in the, you can say, QB's festival, it was the Fox Hunt. By the name of Fox Hunt, they were games as the people, shinobi, as well as civilians, like to chase your son all around. And you didn't even knew it, Minato. I'm really disappointed in you. As Minato was now looking down, pretty ashamed, and in front of Rastani, as Jiraiya said, that is enough, Orochimaru. As you have to understand, someone has to sacrifice. As you can say, even Tsunade glared at Jiraiya, as Jiraiya could not even believe his own words, as he simply looked a bit sheepish and said, well, I did not want you to say it like that, but still, Minato was a Hokage, he has other responsibilities, you simply cannot put all the blame on him. As Minato speak up, don't worry about it, Jiraiya sensei, they are right, it is my fault, even as a Hokage, for not able to figure out what my people are up to, even as a father, not protecting my son, but those people, how dare they lay a hand on my son. As I said, Ambu, as several Ambus landed beside Minato, go and get me, all those people who dare to attack my son. As the Ambu simply looked towards each other, as it is going to be pretty hard to find those people after such a long time, but they simply nodded, hi, Lord Hokage, as they simply went off. As Orochimaru said, well Minato, what do you hope to find after such a long time? It has been 40 years since no one lay a hand on your son, though I still wonder what could be behind that mask of his. As from the look of it and my assumptions on, his face must have been scarred pretty badly if he has to wear a mask now. As Minato was clenching his face, while on the other hand, Kushina was holding back tears as best as she can, but clearly, you can say, failing miserably. As Tsunade sighed and said, come on Kushina, we have to go. As she put a hand on Kushina and sent him away. As Jiraiya sighed and said, well Minato, though I do not want to say it, but still, I'm a bit disappointed in you, and even in myself. Maybe we should not have, at least, we should have taken care of him. Though, about the training part, I still believe that training Menman Mito for some time was a good idea, but still, we have to take care of him. Alright Minato, control yourself. As Minato only nodded, as Jiraiya went off, as Orochimaru sighed and said, so, what should we do, Minato? You already know, if Naruto does not have a lot of contact in the village, then it's about only time. that your son will become a missing nin. As Minato wanted to argue, but he simply cannot. He thought that Naruto must have relation with his sibling, with Menma and Mito at least. But there was no relation to begin with, and from the look of it, Menma and Mito despise their own brother, and Minato does not even know the reason of that. And then the only relation he can think of could be that of Narumi and Naruto and some other small friends and all that Naruto have. But he simply shook his head and said, "Alright, Orochimaru, you may leave." As Orochimaru nodded and went off. As Minato stood up and then looked towards the village, as he had sadness in his eyes as he said, "I'm sorry, Naruto. I hope that one day, you will forgive me." As he simply held back the tears that were coming to his eyes, remembering the time when he was an orphan, as he promised to himself that how well he will keep his family protected. No matter what, he will protect the village, protect his family, protect his friends, and he will be the greatest father to ever. And he was now feeling even more dread coming to his heart. And now finally, as a small time skip, and it's about time for the graduation exam coming near and near, as Minato was in his office and one person was in front of him, that was none other than Iruka. As Minato was staring towards Iruka for some time, as Iruka was getting a bit nervous, being a academy, you can say teacher, only a chunin level, and standing in front of the leader of the village, as he was wondering why the Hokage summoned him to begin with. He was an academy teacher and no longer a shinobi to get the missions outside of the village or anything like that. So he was wondering why he was actually there. As Minato was training towards him, as Ruka was getting a bit nervous, as he said, "Well, Lord Hokage, you summoned me?" As Minato nodded and said, "Well, Ruka, so give me a bit of report about the academy students and all." As Ruka nodded and said, "Well, it's pretty simple, Lord Hokage, as kids are getting pretty well and it is getting the time for the graduation exam." As Minato said, so tell me hopeful, you can say, Ganins." As Ruka started to explain about Manma, Mito, Sasuke and different type of clan heads. As then Minato said, so what about Naruto?" As Ruka said, "Well, Lord Hokage, he's a great student to begin with, and I don't know, he always holds back a lot." As Minato raised an eyebrow, hold back, huh? As while in the head he was thinking if Iruka know. As Iruka nodded and said, "Well, Lord Hokage, I already know about his progress. He's pretty strong. Hopefully, even stronger than Menma and Mito. Even though both of them are the Rookie of the Year and Konoichi of the Year. Sasuke a bit behind Menma. While on the other hand, Naruto is a average student, but still, I can easily tell from the spots with Menma and even against Mito, Naruto simply dodges their attack, and I can already see he does it with ease. And he's pretty, you can say, always get the same mark in the Kona as well as the written exam, as if he was easily holding back a lot of his power. So I can easily say that it's safe to say that Naruto is holding back a lot of power." As Minato simply nodded. Deception is the great tool to a shinobi, you know. As Iruka nodded, as Iruka remembered the time when he became a, you can say, academy teacher. He remembered the time when Naruto, first day of the academy, he was pretty happy, and it was his first class, as he was looking towards the kid, and after silencing them and introducing himself, finally arrived the time. As then Naruto as well as two other kids arrived. These were none other than Shikamaru as well as Shoji and Naruto. As Iruka was giving a small introduction and he looked towards them, who opened the door as he sighed and said, the first day of the academy and you guys are already late, huh? So, as Shikamaru said, "Well, Sensei, well, it's way too troublesome, so sorry." As then Shoji did the same thing as Iruka sighed, "Alright, come in and give your introductions." As Shikamaru said, "Well, my name is Shikamaru Nara, and my likes and dislikes, those are way too troublesome." As Choji gave the explanation. While on the other hand, these things are going on, Iruka was glaring daggers at Naruto. He remembered the day when his parents died by the hands of Nine Tails. He became an orphan, and all in Naruto he could only see, you can say, as he was hatred. He was pointing hatred towards Naruto, as Naruto could easily see, as he then said, "Alright, take your seats," as he looked towards Naruto, "and as for you, introduce yourself and get out of my class for today, and because you did not apologize." As Naruto simply looked towards him for some time, as he looked towards the class and said, "My name is Naruto. nothing more, nothing less. As he then pointed, gave a paper to Aruka, and then went around and said a single word, coward, as he looked back at Iruka, as Iruka was in utter shock as Naruto slammed the door behind him, and then Iruka looked towards the paper. It was an apology written by Ichirako Ramen guy who apologizes because he was doing, you can say, his stuff of the ramen was coming and Naruto was helping him, about the bringing some things here and there. As that was the day Iruka has never felt so ashamed of his own actions in his whole life. After that, he tried his best to make, you can say, bond a relation with Naruto, but to no avail because Naruto was distrusted of this guy, just like other academy teachers. So he never liked Iruka, and Iruka tried his best, but still. And Iruka still remembered the day. That was his most day he was so ashamed of. As after that, flashback ends. As Iruka sighed and after went off, while Onithan and Minato was wondering if the elders were to find out, there would be hell to pay. And just like his baddest day, as there was a knock on the door and finally arrived the three elders. As Minato sighed, just my luck. As now it's about time for the day of the graduation. As Naruto, as it was the graduation exam, and yeah guys, it's a disclaimer. So as I was saying, as it was finally the graduation exam, as Naruto was going towards the academy with his usual expression and the face marks and all, and a person or wife beside him as tried to sneak up on him. As Naruto smiled, been a while, Itachi Nisan. As Itachi looked towards Naruto with you can say his usual blank expression and said, well Naruto, it seems that it's the final graduation exam, huh? As Naruto simply nodded at that, as Itachi said, well, hopefully you're doing pretty well, though you're training and all. So, can you tell me if you're improved that shooting technique? As Naruto said, it has been ages since I have already mastered it and even developed another techniques out of it. As Itachi said, really now? So, well, hopefully we will be able to spar and could see that new technique you developed from my shuriken technique. As Naruto simply, you can say, moved his shoulder and said, well, it's not that special. I just put wind chakra into the shurikens and it is able to, you can say, rotate into the air as well as able to cut far better and precision. As Itachi's eyes widened for a small moment, wondering why he didn't even thought about it. But again, he does not have that great, you can say, wind affinity. As his eyes returned back to his usual manner and said, so today are you going to show your power, Naruto? As Naruto nodded and said, well, to be honest, it doesn't matter if I show it or not. As Itachi said, well, I think that it's about time that you show them, otherwise they will try to underestimate you. As Naruto simply nodded, if you say so, Itachi-Nisa. As Itachi nodded and burst into the cross. As I'll be seeing you, Naruto, against Sasuke. Let's see who is stronger. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, as Itachi chuckled in his own joke, as he simply burst into the cross and went off. And after some time, it's about time, as Iruka was standing in front of all of his class with a huge smile on his face and said, well class, it seems that it's about time for the final exams. I hope that you guys are ready, and before starting this exam, I just like to tell you guys, all of you, that I'm proud of each and every one of you. I have taught you everything I know about being a shinobi, and I truly believe that one day when you go into the field, you will be able to bring honor to the name of Konoha and the shinobis of Konoha. As everyone had huge smiles on their faces, as Iruka smiled back at them and said, alright, let us start the exam. Today, me and Mizuki are going to take this exam. As Iruka nodded, as everyone nodded and went off. As Mizuki started to, you can say, give the paper to everyone. As Mizuki arrived in front of Naruto, glared at Naruto and gave him his paper. As then, Iruka said, alright, you guys have your time, so begin. But before he could complete his sentence, as Naruto said, Iruka-sensei. As Iruka looked towards Naruto, Naruto, how can I help you? As Naruto said, well, I do not know about it, but why is there Genjutsu on my paper? As everyone was looking towards Naruto, as if he has grown a second head. As Iruka said, what? Genjutsu? What are you talking about, Naruto? As Naruto said, well, I can easily answer these questions if I want to, but still, why the Genjutsu? Is it some part of test or something like that? As Iruka simply shook his head, went to the, you can say, there. As Iruka looked towards the questions, his eyes widened, while on the other hand, Mizuki was in utter shock as he was glaring at Naruto now. already knowing that Iruka will suspect him for this, as Iruka's eyes widen as Naruto pointed a hand towards the paper and said, "Release," as Genjutsu simply released. Which surprises Iruka, not Iruka, but other some people who were thinking that Naruto was a bad in Genjutsu or something like that. As Iruka said, alright Naruto, it seemed that someone must have placed it by mistake. Don't think about it. As he glared at Mizuki, as Mizuki saved his scarf and went off. As Iruka thought in his mind, Mizuki, I should have known. As he glared at Mizuki for a little bit and then he said, alright. While on the other hand, Naruto simply looked towards the paper and with a blink of an eye, as Naruto folded the paper and started to sleep. As when Iruka almost went to the, you can say, boat, he looked back to see Naruto was sleeping on the paper as he said, what? What the hell? As he said, Naruto, you do not have that much time in the paper, just complete it already. As Naruto looked towards Iruka, I have already done it, sensei. As he gave the paper to Iruka and went out of the academy. As Iruka looked towards the paper, as his eyes widened, all of the questions were answered. But how? How could this even be? How can anyone solve the questions? He was just there at that moment, and he has just walked back into the, you can say, board, and that kid has solved all of that in seconds. But how? As he was looking towards it, all of the answers were given in detail and all of that. As he smiled and said, so you're finally going to show yourself, Naruto. Let's see your true level. As Mizuki, while on the other hand giving daggers at that paper, wanted to burn it into the ashes right then and there, while on the other hand Iruka returned a small glare to Mizuki, who went off. As after some time the papers were done, as Menma said, well, stupid test. It doesn't matter. A true shinobi shows himself into a battle, not run like a coward. As Mito agreed with that, as Sasuke said, he's nothing to the might of an Uchiha. As Sakura said, but Sasuke is so cool. As those type of things. Yeah, it is always fun actually. As Ruka said, alright, for the next part, let's arrive outside. As everyone went off and said, alright, it's going to be a sparring match between the, you can say, Chunin against you guys. And you guys have to keep fighting them for at least 5 minutes. And then, after that, we will go to the next part as all of them agree and started to fight off Iruka and Mizuki. And when it finally arrived to the time of Naruto, Iruka wanted to go there, but Mizuki already was stepping inside of the ring. As Iruka glared at Mizuki for a little time, and then it's about time Naruto arrived as Mizuki had a grin on his face, wondering that how he's going to beat the demon brat finally. As everyone was surprised by the speed Mizuki moved towards Naruto, ready to pummel him to the ground. As to his surprise, Naruto dodges the attack of Mizuki, as Mizuki's eyes widened and then he moved around ready to kick Naruto on his head as he was moving with the mid Chunin speed. As that was the fastest Mizuki could actually go, as Naruto was simply dodging all the attacks as Mizuki gritted his teeth as he rushed towards Naruto. But to his surprise, Naruto grabbed his face and twisted it around and moving his arm to an angle as Mizuki's face was slammed into the ground as Naruto had a foot to his, you can say, as face on the opposite side of his face to his neck, gripping the hand as Mizuki quickly substituted with a lock. As Hiroka was pretty surprised. Naruto, if he wanted to, he could have easily break the arm of Mizuki. As Mizuki arrived a small distance and rushed towards Naruto once again as Naruto dodges the attack, and next thing Mizuki knew, he met with the knee of Naruto, sending him flying. But before even he could compose himself, Naruto was standing in front of him with an uppercut to his face as Mizuki was in mid-air, and then Naruto moved with such incredible speed. A kick was slammed into the torso of Mizuki as Mizuki let out a scream of pain, sending him flying as Mizuki was slammed into, you can say, the wall. As wall was simply cracked open as Iruka, as everyone was really surprised. Mizuki was fighting at his best, and then there was a scream of pain and anger filled the eyes of Mizuki as he rushed towards Naruto. As Mizuki was already outside of the ring, so he was already beaten now. As he said, "Damn you, demon! Take this!" as he threw kunais. As Naruto simply next thing people saw was all the kunais were simply deflected away, and Naruto was standing in front of Mizuki with a single finger to the, you can say, as over the chest of Mizuki as everyone was watching this, and next thing they knew, 1 inch punch as Naruto slammed his face as there was silence, and then everyone could hear the broken bones as Mizuki let out a scream of pain as he was slammed into the wall so brutally as the wall got broken as everyone heard the bones snapping when Naruto's fist made contact with Mizuki's chest. All the ribs of Mizuki were shattered as Mizuki went as now finally Mizuki was knocked out as Naruto looked towards Iruka. That's the match over now. As Iruka was pretty surprised. He knew that Naruto was strong, but not this strong. As he said, alright. Yes, Naruto, the match is over. You guys have to wait. I have to land Mizuki to the hospital. As everyone nodded and went off, while on the other hand, Menma and Mito, as Menma said, "What? How can that loser do that?" As Sasuke was wondering, no, it could only be an Uchiha elite who can do it. As while on the other hand, Mito and Menma were glaring at Naruto, as Sakura was thinking, yeah, he's trying to show off my Sasuke-kun. How dare he? As Hinata was thinking the same thing. Yeah, he can never be as cool as my Menma-kun. As those were, you can say, simple thoughts of the people and all. As now, after some time, Hiruka finally arrived back as he said, "Alright class, for the next match, it is going to be kunai throwing." As all of them nodded, as then all of them throw the kunai as Menma smirked as he threw all of them, hitting the bullseye. As Mito did the same thing, as Sasuke did it, as he got 9 out of 10, as Sasuke gritted his teeth. As all did different things, and now it's about time for Naruto as he was walking there with the usual, you can say, not kidding manner. As Menma said, beat that loser. As Naruto arrived there as he grabbed the kunais and looked towards them as he smiled as he jumped, flipped into the air as he threw kunai and shuriken at the same time. As Iruka was wondering what Naruto was actually doing as all the kunais and started to glow a small blue, and then all of them slam into that targets with such ferocity as Iruka's eyes widened as those were simply broken away and slammed into the outside wall as Iruka's eyes widened as those were the bullseye. How can, and not only that, those were thrown at the same time, those deflected each other and all the target was met. If you have seen the technique, as only then Sasuke was gritting his teeth, how this even possible? That was the technique of his big brother and he was trying to learn it for such a long time. How can this dope learn it? It is not even possible. It should have been him, an Uchiha elite, who should have learned it first. But how? As Naruto simply looked towards Iruka as Iruka said, "Bravo Naruto, that is excellent. You will get the bonus marks out of this." As he read down into the reports, as Naruto only smiled a little at that and went off. And while on the other hand, everyone was pretty angry as Iruka said, "Alright, for the final exam." And all the things simply went off and Naruto did made the 3 shadow clones and all. I just didn't want it to go it as Menma was gritting his teeth on that. He was pretty angry but still he was confident that he is going to be the rookie of the year. There's no way that his loser of a brother is going to. As Iruka smiled at all of them as the exams are finally over, as Iruka said, "Alright, it's about time for the results, but I'm not the one who's going to announce the results." As everyone was a bit confused, as Iruka said, "Allow me to introduce you, the owner, as well as, you can say, the head of the IT department, as well as the academy of Konohagakure, as none other than one of the strongest Sanins, Orochimaru." As everyone was pretty surprised, they have learned about the legendary Sanin as well as the second as well as third ninja war and knows about the service of the Sanins, and especially the strongest of them was none other than Orochimaru. As Orochimaru arrived into the room, as he looked towards all of the, you can say, students and smiled at them, a creepy smile actually, scaring most of them there. As then Orochimaru said, well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Orochimaru, and I'm the student of the third Hokage, also known as the Snake Sanin of Konoha. And I'm also the head of academy as well as the IT department. Well, let us get back to the main business. I have already taken account of every one of you. You guys may not know it, but I was keeping an eye on every graduate student that is here, the potential to be gaining, and how strong you guys can actually be. So I'm going to announce the results from here on. As he looked towards the report and said, well, let us start. The rookie of the year of this year goes to, as everyone was there, while on the other hand Sasuke and well as Menma were smirking inwardly, while on the other hand Sasuke was giving a look to Menma, as Menma was also looking towards Sasuke, as both of them were glaring at each other for the competition for the title of the rookie of the year, while on the other hand Itachi was, you can say, also there, being an Rambu and all. So he was nearby. As there was silence for some time as Orochimaru said, Uzumaki, as he simply shook his head, sorry, Naruto is the rookie of the year, as there was dead silence in the room. As then it began, the shouting of all the fangirls as Sakura speak up. What? As she screamed at the top of her lung, as even Orochimaru had to cover his you can say, ear. As she said, but how it is not possible. He must cheated. He's a dope and nothing more than that. It should be Masashi-kun. As Hinata stood up. Just shut up, Sakura. It is not possible. Only Menma could deserve the title of the Rookie of the Year. How that is even possible? He must have cheated. As everyone started to scream and all, as Menma was also fuming in pure anger. As well as, you can say, Sasuke was also doing the same thing, glaring daggers at Naruto. First, he took away the technique that belongs to his brother, and it should have been his and Uchiha elite, and now he has taken away the title of the Rookie of the Year, which should only belong to him and him alone. The Rookie of the Year, deserving of that of an Uchiha elite. What will he say to his father? It is not even possible, as it should have, and said, I refuse to believe this results. It is not even possible. I am Sasuke Uchiha, and only an Uchiha elite deserves the Rookie of the Year. As Memma stood up, just shouted, Sasuke, as I am the son of the fourth Hokage. It belongs to me. As all of them were now glaring at Naruto, as Naruto was not even paying attention to them, as he was looking outside of the, you can say, academy, as Menma was glaring as he said, hey loser, how dare you to get the title? Just listen to me already. As Naruto looked towards all of them and said, sorry, did you say something, Menma? As there was once again silence in the room, as Orochimaru was stopping his laugh as he finally burst into laughter, as even Iruka let out a small chuckle, as Menma was fuming in pure anger. His face was turned into the same color which his hair was before he could say anything, as another person stepped into the room. Now that is enough, you should not fight like that. And people were surprised to see it was none other than the fourth Hokage. As Minato looked towards them and smiled and said, well, these results are made according to the, you can say, the observation which our trusted Sanin Orochimaru-sama had made here, as well as the results of the finals. Menma, Sasuke, your results are impressive, but it seems that your brother got the better of you this time, Menma, as he laughed a little nervously, while on the other hand Menma was glaring at his father and sometime towards Naruto. How dare he get the attention of his father, and he will pay for it. As Mito was also fuming, as then, you can say, even though she was declared at the Konoichi of the year, but still, she wanted Menma or even Sasuke-kun, and yeah, she was a fangirl of Sasuke as well, as deserved the title, not that loser, as she remembered that how sad her parents actually are, and they are not even training both of them, which really angered both of them, blaming it on Naruto's head even further. As Naruto simply was looking outside of the window once again, as you can say the results were given and all, as Minato speak up, alright, you guys have your, you can say, you can take it from here, Ruka. As Ruka nodded, alright, you guys can come tomorrow and there will be team placements, as everyone nodded and went off. As Naruto also started to go outside. He was surprised a little bit to see Kushina as well as Narumi there. As Narumi said, "Big brother," as she rushed towards Naruto. As Naruto gave a small smile to Narumi as he grabbed her and said, "Hey Narumi, it's been a while, huh?" As Narumi nodded, "Well, big brother, you are not even in the compound and all. I really miss you." As Naruto smiled at that, "Well, your older brother also miss you, Narumi. So, would you like to go to get some, I don't know, ramen?" As Narumi had starred in her eyes and said, "Really? Can you train me to become a strong shinobi just like you?" As Naruto only smiled, "Well, first of all, ramen first, and after that, we will decide." As Narumi laughed it out, as Naruto simply ignored Kushina as well as Minato. But before Kushina could say anything, Mito grabbed her. "Mom, see that?" As she pointed towards the headband. "I graduated today, and guess what? I'm the Konoichi of the year." Huh. And Menma did not guard the Rookie of the Year, as Menma said, "Huh, just shut it already." As he said, "Hey mom, dad, let us go to get some barbecue, I'm really starving." As he grabbed Minato's hand and started to pull him, as well as Mito also grabbed Kushina, and both of them started to pull both of them towards the Akamichi, Barbie stand and all. As while on the hand, Kushina looked towards Naruto, who was already vanished from the area before Kushina could say anything to begin with. As she was really sad about this situation, and many people could already see small fangs were being made under her eyes, as if she was not getting the full sleep and those type of thing. Okay guys, here we left this part. Hope you guys enjoy it. For the next part, you can comment me in the comment section what should be the teams and all, so I will think about it. And you guys already know, for the next part, like goal is going to be 200 likes, and the comment goal it's going to be, you guys already know, 180 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as quick as possible. And yeah guys, please subscribe, as I want to reach 10k as quick as possible. I have already reached 8.3k, so it will be a great favor to me if you guys subscribe to my channel. So please guys do so. And yeah guys, peace.